Hey everyone, today is Wednesday, May 10th, 2023. Welcome to our Wednesday webinar. I hope everybody is safe, I hope everybody is happy, and I hope everybody is full with joy and love and laughter in their hearts, minds, souls, and bodies. Today we will be talking about our waxing and of course the school and the progress that we're making, but today marks our second webisode or episode, if you will, of our waxing series, and we're just going to talk a little bit about hair growth today and the importance, and I can't even say it because I'm thinking fun, importance of understanding the cycles of hair growth and how that basically determines kind of the stages in which the hair is growing, as well as the removal process. So one of the things here at the Institute that we go over is hair removal. We talk about waxing, we talk about threading, we talk about lasers, we talk about IPL, we talk about electrolysis, shaving, as well as tweezing. So to kind of break it down, there are two categories of hair removal. You have above the skin, above on the epidermis, above the stratum corneum, the top layer of the skin, that is known as depilation. So that is hair removal that does not affect the actual root of the hair. Then you have something that's known as epilation. Epilation is where you remove hair from the root. So that is going to be your waxing, right? Waxing is a great example of epilation. Hair removal below the skin, and it removes the root. So waxing, when you start waxing your client, they're usually going to be in several different stages of hair growth. Nowadays, they teach that there's three stages: anagen, catagen, and telogen, ACT. These three stages are the stages of hair growth that help determine where the hair is in its life cycle. Hair has life cycle. So the first stage is anagen. That's going to be the stage that the hair is growing. So a really good example to think of it as a baby, right? Babies are growing, they're little, they're these tiny little beings. After they start to grow a little bit, they get a little bit more nourishment and they start to elevate, you then become a teenager. Well, that's going to be your next stage in your ACT. It's going to be your catagen stage, the C stage. So this is where you transition. So your growth stage is your anagen stage. You're growing, you're a baby, you're developing. Well, as a teenager, you transition, right? You're transitioning into adulthood from adolescence. So you're transferring into being who you're meant to be, what you're going to become, understanding different things. Well, that's the same with the hair. It's transforming, right? It's transforming into adulthood, which then takes it into its T, or telogen stage. When you're an adult, you get everything situated, everything's where it needs to be. Certain stages later in life, then you can kind of rest, right? Start to plan for retirement. You get to kind of slow down a little bit because you've planted your seeds. Hopefully you've done the work and now you can rest. Well, that's kind of how hair is. It's birth, it grows up. After it goes up, it goes through a transition period, and then it goes through a period of restoration of where it's able to rest. And also restoration or restoring, if you will. And then the fourth stage, which isn't really taught anymore, is the latent stage, also known as the dormant stage, where the hair follicle can either lay dormant and there's nothing in it any longer, or it could have multiple hairs coming back up again, getting ready to go into the anagen stage and start the cycle all over again. So that's just a quick tidbit on hair growth. How it works and why it's important to understand that when you're removing hair, because it's going to determine, according to the stages that the hair is in, how well, quote unquote, a wax would do. So for instance, if you're doing a soft wax, maybe under the arm, and the hair is in all different stages, you may have to go back and wax with hard wax or using tweezers, or maybe you can't get them because they're just barely above the skin. Some of those more baby hairs are anagen hairs because they haven't fully grown up. So once they've fully grown up, once they're more developed, then they're a lot easier to remove when you're doing hair removal, such as waxing. So thanks for joining in today. We hope you learned something. Come and check out our website, www.ioaab.education. Email us at info@ioab.education. You can always call our admissions line, 469-289-2837, as well as schedule a school tour on our booking site or through our website. You can always call in if you have questions about our programs, the curriculum that we use, and what you'll be learning when you're here. And if you just have general questions about astrology or beauty professions in general, we are here to help answer your questions. Thanks again for tuning in. Next week, we'll have our third episode. I keep wanting to say episode, but then episode comes out of our waxing series, and we'll continue to talk to you about waxing and hair removal and other ways to remove hair, the history of hair, all of that good stuff as far as when I say the history of hair, of how far it goes back to people trying to beautify themselves. It's just crazy the things that we do to look a certain way. Again, thanks for joining in. Stay safe, stay healthy. Our next enrollment is going to be the 30th of May. So sign up. It's an evening aesthetics class, Tuesday through Friday, 5:30 to 9:30 on campus. We look forward to educating you and helping you learn about all the cool aspects of being an esthetician, not just touching someone's skin, but all that comes with that touch. So again, thanks for joining in. Stay well, stay blessed, and we will hopefully talk and see with you next time.